Okay, so the next thing that we have to do is make our batter. So we're gonna crack our eggs into the bowl, and I have a paper towel in front of me to put the shells in that I will later put into the garbage. So, how to crack an egg, reminder, is we are going to hit it gently on the side of the bowl until there's a little crack in the middle. Then we're going to place our thumb through it and hold one side of it. And there we go. So we're going to do that with the other two eggs, and make sure that you really get all the egg out in there. Okay. That was egg number 1. So again, it's okay if you mess up. It'll take a couple of times to get it right. Remember, the more you practice, the more you'll gain the skill and you'll learn. So again, side of the bowl till there's a little crack in the middle. Push your thumb in, pull it apart. Egg number 2. And again, right in front of me, I have a paper towel. So then I'll just be able to crumble it up and throw it in the garbage. Egg number 3, again, right in the middle till you see a little crack. There we go. And once you're done with this step, again, I want you to wash your hands, because then we're going to go on to opening the cake mix and adding that to form our batter. So I will be right back to wash my hands and go on to the next step. So to put them in the oven, you don't just want to put them with nothing on your hands. So I prefer an oven holder, but if you have an oven mitt, that's good too. So I'm going to place them right on top of the stove. I'm going to open the stove, and then I'm going to take them and put them right on the top rack and push it in with my oven mitt. Then I'm going to set a timer on my phone for what it says on the box. So it says about 20 minutes. It says 19 to 22 minutes. So I'm going to say about 20 minutes. So I'll come check back in with you guys in about 10 minutes, which is halfway through, and we'll see how they're doing. All right. So next up, let's open the mix. So we're going to open our box. If you need help, just ask for it. It's totally cool to ask for help. You can use a scissors, or you can just tear it. Whatever is easier for you. I think in my case scenario, I might need a scissor to open it. So, oh, or not. So we're going to pour our batter into here. I don't like to put all of it right away because I like to mix as I go. So I'm using the whisk here just to get it going. And you kind of just want to go in like a circular motion. Get everything on the ends, and you'll start to see some of the egg. It smells really good, but again, do not eat it because it will make you sick. It's raw. So I'm going to just pour the rest in. You guys see it? So, and I'm going to stir a little bit. And now the next thing that we need, this you can put, it's okay to make a mess. That's why I put a tablecloth underneath. The next thing that I'm going to need once I'm done stirring this a little bit. Ooh. See, I make a mess too, and it's totally cool because I'm going to clean up after. Is 1 cup of water. So I measured it. I got my measuring cup, and I got some water, and I filled it up to where it says 1 cup, which is right there. So I'm going to pour that in, and that'll make it a little bit easier to stir. Sometimes it's easier to stand up and stir. I'm trying to kind of stay with the camera here, but if you need to kind of stand up a little bit just to like stir, that's totally cool too. So stir for a couple of minutes. Again, if you need help, just ask for it. The whisk you can play with. You can turn it this way. You can kind of find something that works for you. And see, you can see it's turning into batter. It might take a while, but that's totally okay. Just make sure you're getting the edges and you're stirring. Make sure you watch what you're doing. And then you want to make sure that you don't really see any powder left over. You want to make sure it looks thick. And then we have to measure our oil. So 1/2 cup of oil. So if you guys can see, 1/2 cup is right here at this line. So I'm going to measure 1/2 cup. Okay. Just pour that in. And use your whisk to mix. But like I said, if you want to use a wooden spoon, you can do that. If you want to use a spatula, you can do that. Use whatever is comfortable for you. So you mix. And once there's no more powder, and it's not too liquidy, and it looks good to you, then you can scoop it with a ladle, which I will show you what a ladle is, or if you're pouring it into a cake pan, you can just dump it right in and use the spatula to kind of go around and get the remaining off the bowl. So I'm just going to get a spoon to fill my my pan, but like I told you guys, first thing I'm gonna do is spray it with some Pam so my cupcakes don't stick. So I'm just gonna kind of do it at an angle. So the next thing I'm going to do is going to get myself a spoon. This will work great. This is the ladle. I apologize. I should have brought it out in the beginning of the video with their supplies. But it's okay because you could just get up and get it. So, all right. We are going to put the ladle in the bowl. Since I'm done with the whisk, what I'm going to do, since I'm done with the whisk and the measuring bowl, what I'm going to do is put the whisk in here, and I'm actually going to walk over to my sink, which is right behind me, and put it in my sink. And while my cupcakes are cooking, I'll go back to that later so I can wash it while I wait for my cupcakes. So, now I'm going to fill my trays. I'm going to fill them about halfway. I'm not going to fill them all the way to the top because I don't want them to overflow. And it's okay if you get some over the edge. It's totally okay. So I will meet you guys back here when I'm done filling them up.